Good morning. Today is March 25th, 2021. This is the Weather and Climate course at Tennessee State University. I'm Dr. David A. Padgett. I'm going to share my screen. And so today we are going to continue where we left off on Tuesday. I'm going to go to student view. And so this week's assignment is the U.S. City Climagraphs map. And so here's the assignment. And so so what we did last on Tuesday was to get your city data into the a working spreadsheet. And so today we will continue from the point where you enter the data into the spreadsheet from the WeatherBase website, and then you went through the process of determining the Köppen climate classification for your city or your assigned city. So the next step was to create the Climagraphs. And so we went through that process last on Tuesday as you built out the data in your spreadsheet. Okay, so on Tuesday, we went through the process of using our data and going through the 5-step process for determining the Köppen climate classification for our cities. And so the instructions are here, there's the MP4, here are the data sheets. Here's a PowerPoint presentation, everything that you need to do that. And I believe at the end of the day, my classification was humid subtropical, or CFA. So the next part of the assignment so I would write out here, Baltimore, Maryland. Well, actually, what you must do is have this exact 5-step process, this 5-step iterative process for how you arrived at your 3-letter Köppen climate classification. So it does not have to be at this level of detail, but your process should be replicable. In other words, I should be able to read your instructions just like I can read the instructions here and come up with the same Köppen climate classification that you did. So that's what should go in this space here. Now, what that will result in is essentially you're completing the climate classification portion of your term paper. So essentially the same methodology that you put here will go into your term paper along with your Climograph. So these are just the steps for creating a Climograph if you just had a raw spreadsheet, but I've made things a little easier on you. I've pretty much given you the spreadsheet setup. All you have to do is plug in the data. But if you did not have the template, then these instructions show you how to go step by step in developing a Climograph in Microsoft Excel. So I just want to make sure that you know how to do that, but I didn't want you all to struggle with Excel. But there may come a point in time when you'll have to do something like this yourself without a template. So that's what those instructions are for. Okay, so next you're going to save your Climograph, and you will just simply do it like this. Let's click on the Climograph and then copy it. Again, I would use the Microsoft Paint application, paste your Climograph there, crop it off, and then just go right to, whoops, I would save it as a JPEG personally. So we have Baltimore Climograph. Okay, so there's a Baltimore Climograph saved, in this case as a JPEG. Okay, now the next step requires you to create a public account for ArcGIS online. Some of you have already done that. So I'm going to go to my account. Whoa, wait a minute. Actually, let me go back. After saving the Climograph, you should either create a Flickr account, or if you already have one. Now, this step, I will say, is a little tricky. And this is, I have a Flickr account. I hope I can remember password. I'm going to use this one because I think I know the password. I think I know the password for this one. At least I thought I did. I'm going to pause record here. Okay, so you should get a Flickr account, or if you don't already have one. And so then you upload your Climograph. Okay, so there's the Climograph. Then you have to add it to an album. And so I already have an album called GEOG 3500. So I added it to the Geography 3500 album. Okay, so the next step is to go into your ArcGIS Online account. And so then sign in. And then you'll go to, well, after you sign in, go to a blank map. And then what you should do is zoom into your city. Let's go right to your city, zoom in to your city. And next you will, well, actually, that's fine. You're logged in. I'm sorry. Next step is to go to the story map site. So you just log in. You didn't necessarily have to zoom into your city, but now while you're logged into your ArcGIS Online account, go to the story maps site, and you should go to the story map tour template, then build a map tour. Okay, now I belong to an organization, so I could upload my images directly from the hard drive. But if you want to do that, just email me and I will add you to TSU's organization if you aren't already a part of the organization. If you see this, you can upload the images right from the hard drive. Otherwise, you'll have to go here to Flickr. And so my username is TSU Globe ME. Select album, GEOG 3500, import, and then there is my click on air, and now I have to zoom in on this map to Baltimore, Maryland. Then just click somewhere on Baltimore City, hit import, and I can change the layout here somewhere. Okay, it can change the layout. I like the 3-panel layout better. Okay, so now you should save your map. So I've saved the map tour. And so the next set of instructions, so that's all that there, done did that. So next, you will write a 200-word caption considering the impact upon climate control, the impact of climate controls upon your city's average annual temperature, precipitation distribution, precipitation totals, et cetera, et cetera. Describe the potential climatic influences such as continentality, elevation, orographic effects, latitude, et cetera, et cetera. Note the CURP and climate region within which the city is located. Where relevant, discuss weather and climate-related hazards. So the first thing is pretty simple, is to add to your caption. So it says edit me here. And so here's your caption. Baltimore, Maryland is located within the humid subtropical permanent rainy CFA Köppen climate region in North America. So that's the first thing. You might even go back to your data table and get, or really actually go back to the weather-based site. And so you'll need the average annual temperature. So that's something that you could, that's a useful piece of information you could add. The average annual temperature is 55.1 degrees F, and so on and so forth. The temperature range is, and you can go to that, to the data. Temperature range for Baltimore, Maryland is, so your high temperature is 77 degrees Fahrenheit in July, and the low is 32.9 degrees Fahrenheit. And so that's 77 minus 32.901, 10.1, that would be 35.1 degrees would be, no. Yes, 35.1 degrees Fahrenheit. No. Oh man, the math skills just shot. Just got lazy. $77 minus 32.9 is 44.1. Jeez, it's terrible. 41.1 degrees. So just in general, the information that that you put in this summary should come from your analysis of the Climograph itself. The same information could and should go into your analysis, data analysis section of your term paper, but of course it should be in much greater detail. So in terms of climate controls, you should perhaps say that let's see. So if you go back here and get into climate controls, and this is going to take a little bit of research on your part. Maybe we'll have a discussion later. But just for, so one of the climate controls, of course, is ocean currents. And so I just happen to know this, but you might have to do some research beyond what's here. And you can just say that Baltimore's climate is influenced by the warm Gulf Stream current. In terms of another climate control, one of the main climate controls is latitude. And so you might mention that, in fact, maybe what I should have said is Baltimore's, the city's relatively wide temperature range is, or comes in part as a result of the city being located within the middle latitudes. And then here, I would go to Google Maps and find Baltimore, Maryland. And then just find any landmark within Baltimore and then drop a pin. And then here's a lat long position, just somewhere in Baltimore. And so that would give the map reader the latitudinal, latitude and longitudinal position, although the latitude is much more influential in terms of and you can see here, Baltimore, Maryland, USA. Climograph and environs, something like that. And if you want to put your name here. And save. So this is a pretty simple map. This is a pretty simple map, and you can continue to flesh out the 200-word essay in terms of climate controls. And so other climate controls that might influence your city's climate include those listed before, such as mountains, whether it's inland or on the, if you have an inland position, that's called continentality. So if your city is somewhere, especially if it's a D climate, if you have a D climate, which will have a relatively wide temperature range, then the distance away from oceans is going to have an influence. Land water is another influence. So it's just best to continue to look at those various climate controls as they might influence your city's climate. Also, you should include, analysis, high and low temperatures, precipitation obviously is important. Um, and so you could add the average precipitation and other data. Um, and then, of course, I'm going to share this publicly. Then here is the link to your map. Link to your story map should go here in the Word document, and then you will upload this entire Word document to the Dropbox along with your completed spreadsheet with the Climatograph included. But what I'm looking for here is, in this essay, a pretty thorough analysis of your Climatograph. What I've done thus far is just a start. I want to see a lot more detail in terms of the data. So pour through the data, look at the temperature range. What about the precipitation? Is there an even distribution of precipitation? What month has the greatest amount of precipitation? What month has the least amount of precipitation? All those can go into this paragraph. I want to see a very thorough analysis of the data in this paragraph. So your feel free to change the base map if you want to imagery, if that's what, if you think that might look better, because now you have an image as a background, which would give you a better indication of land cover and how land cover might be affecting the temperature in your city. Also make note of some of the weather hazards that might impact your city. You might even include a case study there. So there are plenty of instructions to walk you through this. If you have any questions, let me know. I am going to update this link. It's not going where I want it to go. So I will find the correct link and update it now. Well, I guess I can update it while we speak, while I'm here. See what's going on with that link. Why is it not going where I want it to go? This is totally not going where it should be going. And that's just the internet. I'll replace that link with one that is more appropriate. And but in the meantime, if you world climates climate controls. And here's several. Well, that's the one I've already clicked on. This is probably the same site. Let's see. All right, here's another. Okay. That's a little, that one's a little much. I will find it. I had a really good web page. This one looks good, but does it? This is it's pretty good information here. Don't necessarily. All we need is just missing a map. Where's the map? Good information here, though. So I think that is all for today. So if you have any questions about the assignment, it's due next Tuesday. So you have plenty of time to get it done. If you have any questions, let me know. Also, there is an article review due on next Tuesday. Notice some of you have stepped up doing those article reviews. Continue to do that. I will try to get the midterm exam graded as soon as possible. Perhaps by Sunday, we'll see. So thank you for watching this video or attending, and stop recording now.